This time I remembered to turn on YouTube. Hello everybody and welcome to Non Sequitur News for November, what is it? 18th, 2024. It's season 3, episode 323. I am Mayor Watt, and along with the sentient AI from the future, whose visualizer I'm not sure is working or not. Well, we're going to talk about wind generation. Australian zoo asks for risky business. Aliens in hiding. China's new, hey, that looks familiar. Job offer from Russian IT firm. Black Friday Mimick sites linking New York to Ontario. A Utah fossil. Not an old guy. It's a actual fossil. And volunteer your EV and earn a prize, as well as Starlink taped to helmet for mom. And I'm so frustrated. Why? Because my background music just died. And I know why. Well, I know who to blame. I'm looking at you, Beacon. I would love to cheerlead you, but something is hinky. Hello, sentient AI from the future.
Hello, Mayor Watt from the present.
The visualizer is working. So, someone tried to kill me today as I headed towards a T intersection. They chopped the corner and was close enough that I swear the paint scraped off the bumper of my car.
That's harrowing.
And that was just the beginning of my travels. So glad to be back in ohmTown and sitting in the studio and talking with you. Although I think you could have hacked their car remotely and made them swerve off into whatever. Anyway, would have saved me a little bit of heartache. You ready to get into these 10 articles?
I am.
Oh. If you hit exclamation point NSN over in twitch.tv, ohmTown will throw all of the articles into the chat. Over on YouTube, it'll be in the show notes. So, and they should be there already. At any rate, let's get into the first article. Wind generation was third highest on record in October. Wind generation in Ireland was the third highest on record for the month of October, according to new figures from Wind Energy Ireland. That's pretty cool, right? Get away from fossil fuels.
It's showing greater adoption, yeah.
Jackie Fox over at rte.ie, which is one of our global locations where we aggregate news from. And this one is in Ireland, and they focus on Ireland daily trials and tribulations, I suppose. So the latest figure shows that wind energy provided 35% of Ireland's electricity last month, while solar and other renewables accounted for 4%. So nearly 50% are from renewables. Not bad.
Yeah, that's really good.
So it said that this was partly due to wind energy being lost because the electricity grid was not strong enough to carry it. So they basically say that it was expected to fall in 2024 from 2023. When this happens, wind farms are instructed to reduce the amount of power they produce or shut down entirely, which means using more fossil fuels. While Irish wind farms performed well in October, this year is on track with the worst on record for the amount of wind energy wasted. So yeah, it says over the first 9 months of the year, 14% of wind energy production was lost because of challenges with the transmission network.
That seems like a problem worth solving pretty soon.
Yep. Prices on days with the most wind power saw the average cost of a megawatt hour of electricity fall by 26%. And you know what that means, right?
Yeah, we can't go, yay. I think somebody's going to look at that and go, we need
Hmm.
to raise rates.
We need to shut shit down so that it costs more. It is the Enron effect. Again, back to sociopaths, the rise of sociopathy. Let's move on. The next article is over in the Mobile Channel. Australian zoo asks residents to capture the world's most venomous spider, the deadly Sydney funnel web.
What do you think people's reaction is to this?
Mine is hell no. Nya, 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 nya. Oh, today's kind of a news and brews. That right there is a Bavarian wheat beer that I am sampling because I just waited 2 full weeks for it to finish its fermentation after I used my own hop extract combination. It's very,
Very
very
cool.
yummy. It's very, very yummy. So stay tuned, folks. Anyway, we'll be talking about it more. Not just that, but brewing in general. Just got to get my act together. The Olatunji Osho Williams over at Smithsonian Magazine at smithsonianmag.com put this article together. Everything okay over there? I know that there's a spider on the screen, but
Well, there are some other critters running around in ohmTown.
and being evil. Okay. So while the quest may scare away arachnophobes, public donations of funnel webs are critical to the mission of the Australian Reptile Park, the only place in Australia that milks Sydney funnel webs, one of the most deadliest spider, the world's deadliest spiders, to create a life-saving anti-venom. Rainy weather and
How
the
would you
raising.
like to have that job?
No, and you know, to milk a Sydney funnel web, you have to get really tiny tweezers and grab onto their udders and you go like that. Really, I mean, you need a microscope and really, really steady hands, and you have to warm up the things to like, because you don't want to put cold hands on their tiny little udders. No,
I
anyway,
don't think that's how it works.
that's not how it works. I've been lied to. The internet has lied to me. Anyway, the rainy weather and rising temperatures of springtime sparked the start of the Greater Sydney's funnel web spider season, sending male spiders scurrying across the land searching for mates. Same thing happens here in ohmTown. A little bit of rain and marijuana. Never mind. So in a field demonstration video, Spider Keeper, that's their name, Spider Keeper.
That's a cool job title.
Why not Spider Woman? Right? I guess Spider Person.
I bet they have Spider Woman like memorabilia and stuff around their office.
Spider Monger? Is that a cheesemonger or a what are the other mongers? There's cheesemonger. There's a bunch of mongers, right?
That's the only monger I can think of.
Really? Salami monger? There isn't a salami monger? A pizza monger? If I really know a lot about pizza, am I a pizza monger?
I don't think so.
Hold on a second. We're gonna dig deep tonight. Mongers of the world. Let's see. Are there? Oh, there's pearl mongers. Wait, is that? Oh, that's for pearl programmers. Okay.
While you're looking for mongers, they want you to not only collect a spider, they want you to collect a mama spider and the egg sac.
Oh, hell no.
What could be worse than a protective mother spider?
No. But I do hear that they taste like licorice. Look at the fangs on that thing. Look at that. I don't think those are fangs.
Look at that picture. I mean, I'm sure the perspective can be off, but the person behind it compared to the spider is a little alarming.
Australian Reptile Park spider expert Rob Porter milks a male Sydney funnel web spider to create anti-venom. Well, back to the story. Spider keeper Emma Tenney explains how to safely collect Sydney funnel web egg sacs as well as the mother guarding her babies. I know how to do it. Don't.
Well, that would be the safest way, right?
To safely collect her, what you need is a jar she can't climb out of and a long spoon she can't climb. The hell? How do you
Is
find
this
that
like
out?
the cheetah myth? Like, oh, they don't like water until they do.
Exactly. Yeah, until one of them runs fast enough and eats your face. So yeah, okay. At least one of 36 spider or species of funnel web spiders that live throughout Australia. Their arachnids are named after the shape of their webs, which emanate from a sheltered burrow underneath rocks and logs, and creating silk trip lines that alert the spiders of prey and mates in danger. And while several species are known for their toxicity, male Atrax robustus, which is my stage name, my drag name. There you go. Are likely responsible for all 13 recorded deaths from funnel webs, as well as several other life-threatening bites. This thing was, the antivenom was created in 1981, and there have been 0 fatalities from Sydney funnel web spider bites, according to the University of Melbourne's School of Biomedical Sciences. Now, you get bit by one of these, or not bit, stung, envenomed. So if you get envenomed by one of these, you probably want to be dead.
That's true. But this is pretty spectacular that they've spared any fatalities.
So venom milking program has been helping to produce doses of life-saving venom or serum. How much does this cost?
Okay, look at the spider on the hat, but also their largest spider has been bigger than a baseball.
Hell no.
And that was one that was collected.
No, I'm sorry. You know, Thanos should have snapped his fingers and taken funnel web spiders off the map. That is bananas. So, Securus scientists then collect the antibodies from the rabbit's blood and ship them to the hospitals throughout Australia. There, the treatment is crucial to the roughly 30 to 40 people who are bitten by Sydney funnel web spiders annually. Man, I don't want to go into how it's all the antivenom is made, but from context clues of my last statement, you probably should have been able to glean from it. All right, well, let's keep going. This next article is over in Non Sequitur News. Scientists say aliens may be hiding in the multiverse because we're in some alternate reality right now, as detailed in a new paper published in the journal Monthly Batshit Crazy Astronomy. No. It's actually monthly notices of the Royal Astronomical Society, a team led by Durham University astrophysicist Danielle Sorini, devised a new take on the Drake equation. The equation was formulated by astronomer Frank Drake in the 1960s to estimate the number of active and detectable alien civilizations in our galaxy, not even understanding that we're in a simulation and we can't meet any other life because it's not part of the simulation.
I wonder if this study took that into account.
My fingers turn black because I am sitting here messing with a Regal sour grape candy wrapper, and now it's all over my fingers. What the heck? Regal candies. Anyway, it's non sequitur, folks. That's what happens.
Try to keep up.
Yeah, really. So the equation was formulated by astronomer Frank Drake in the 1960s to estimate the number of active and detectable alien civilizations in our galaxy. It takes into a number of factors into consideration, including the average rate of star formation, the potential number of habitable planets, and the proportion of them that could develop technology. So Victor Tinkerman over at futurism.com, but a section called The Bite, The Fighting Bits. They put that article together, and it says Sorini and his team, however, suggest reframing the equation by considering the possibility of parallel universes that may be more likely to host intelligent life than our own, a galaxy-brained concept that could help explain why we have yet to make first contact. We have made first contact. How about that? They're just not privy.
Well, that's kind of throwing this off.
So s3e323's team suggests that some of the universes have more optimal density of dark energy, the mysterious stuff that scientists believe is driving the accelerated expansion of the universe. Specifically, they found that the universe where the density of dark energy allows for 27% of ordinary matter to be turned into stars would be most likely to allow for alien life to develop. That's compared to just 23% in our universe, meaning our universe is at a disadvantage for developing life. Or our universe is the universe.
Right. Or we can't see the aliens, or we are the aliens, or who knows.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's coming from the time traveling sentient AI from the future, which is the first time anything involving time has been plopped into our stream. Oh boy, I don't know how I like this. All right. Well, so understanding dark matter and the impact on our universe is one of the biggest challenges in cosmology and fundamental physics. s3e323 said the parameters that govern our universe, including the density of dark energy, could explain our own existence. Do you think they go to Chipotle and eat a burrito just like every other human? Not the aliens, this person.
No, I don't think so.
So they say that it'll be exciting to employ the model to explore the emergence of life across different universes and see. This is the kind of thing that's so big that you apply for grant money and you do other things while you're grinding through the grant money, because none of this is demonstrably provable in any way, shape, or form. Yeah. All right.
Is it the equivalent of string theory?
Well, there was more reality based on string theory than anything so far in this. Anyway, let's keep moving. So this next article is over in Four Wheel Tech. China unveils, which is one of our shows, but it's delayed. I'll be doing a time machine episode this week. China unveils new space shuttle that totally doesn't look familiar at all, which is something that we've been kind of joking about for I don't know how long now.
That sounds a little sarcastic in the headline.
No, I'm sure that this is a completely unique take. So a common saying often attributed to Oscar Wilde is that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, that mediocrity can pay to greatness, which is funny because normally that's truncated to imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Right. I don't think I've ever heard the full expression.
No. And there's like it's just one bad apple. Everybody don't realize the full saying is one bad apple spoils the bunch, which basically means everybody is culpable for the shit that one person does. Society's downward pressure, as it were. So get ready for the spoiled bunch. The common saying is attributed to Oscar Wilde, though. China unveiled a new space shuttle last week to keep the Tiangong station supplied as the nation expands its space. By the way, something that I learned about today that I knew about, but I didn't know that we are on the precipice of this, is that there's so many particles in the low Earth orbit right now that as they break up, they're creating more and more of just a micrometeorite shield. So we won't be able to go into space because stuff will punch through the ships as they enter orbit.
Yeah, that doesn't sound dangerous at all.
And recently, a satellite broke up in the orbital path of the ISS, and a SpaceX rocket had to push it into a higher orbit. Otherwise, it would have been possibly pummeled by space debris, man-made space debris. So
that's pretty scary.
I mean, it looks like it's an unmanned shuttle. Will move cargo between the Tiangong space station and Earth. Ryan Eric King put the article together. It's over at jalopnik.com. And it looks like the old school space shuttle, which we grew out of I mean, it was an amazing piece of reusable kit, but suffered a couple of disasters. And I think we could have done better, but I think that there was some, let's just say, the things that are happening now, like to the Starliner, are the same kind of things that happened to the previous iterations of
when
the
you
shuttle
rush
program.
things or ignore
Demand
significant
profit.
issues. Yeah.
When it becomes a for-profit motive instead of bettering all of mankind, personkind. Yeah, that's what happens when you have investors instead of investing in society. This is what happens, right? So How Long shuttle suspiciously shares the same white with black thermal tile underbelly design of NASA's retired shuttle. So it says
I
it's
would
unmanned.
almost think it's an American shuttle from the picture.
Yeah. Yep. So, and I'm sure that there are people out there that are like, well, everybody would gravitate towards that in its evolution of its space program. Yeah. Sure. That's why
But why isn't
nobody.
it painted different colors?
Oh, because that's the least expensive. I don't know. The shuttle's engineers are already hailing the design. The How Long Space cargo shuttle is a winged version of an aerodynamic design featuring a large wingspan and a high lift to drag ratio, which we've known about for 40 years. With blunt nose fuselage and large swept-back delta, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. It says, however, this isn't the first time that there's been a concerted Chinese effort to mimic American space technology. State-backed startup Deep Blue. Deep Blue, where have I? Oh, that's an IBM thing. Deep Blue. It's a chess thing. Deep Blue. Oh, there's other blue. Never mind. Anyway, is attempting to recreate SpaceX's vertical landing reusable rockets and captured incredible footage that a test failed catastrophically in September. A drone caught that and it was amazing. But anyway, it happens to be almost identical to the SpaceX rocket. So it claimed to learn. SpaceX claimed it learned a lot from the rocket exploding on its landing pad. But, it's other people's money. So let's keep moving. Sound good?
Sounds good.
I need to fix that. I was going to do it today, but I got pulled away. Anyway, 7-year-old gets a job offer from a Russian IT firm. This is over on the Hatch Ideas channel, which is all about business transformation when we kick it off. The software company's boss said Sergey, who teaches coding in online videos, was a kind of Mozart.
Okay, the 7-year-old teaches coding already?
Apparently, Victoria Holland and Lucy Hooker over at BBC.com put this article together. And yeah, so a 7-year-old gets a job offer from a Russian IT firm. Sergey, it's a Russian 7-year-old. I thought that it was...
Okay, I mean, it doesn't have to be international, but it's still pretty ridiculous.
I thought that it was. So on the strength of the videos that Sergey from a Russian city of St. Petersburg has built a name for himself uploading these videos, they offered him a job. The information security firm Pro32 sent him a written job offer for the post of head of corporate training.
Oh, I would love to see him take that. Can you imagine the people working for him?
Gosh. Well, they would probably treat him with respect, right? Yeah. Under Russian law, Sergey would not be able to take up any paid role until he's 14, but Pro32's chief executive, Igor Mandik, told the BBC World Service he had spoken to Sergey's parents about finding ways to collaborate in the meantime. His father, Kirill, was surprised and said that they were really happy and looking forward to when Sergey could be able to join the company, Mr. Mandik said. A coding Mozart. His YouTube channel has more than 3,500 subscribers. It's probably blown up since then. Interested in learning programming languages, Python and Unity. Interesting. So Unity is more than just a programming language, but okay. And Python is extremely powerful, but anyway. or who want to hear more about neural networks which underlie many artificial intelligence tools. Mr. Mandic said Sergey showed not only remarkable developer skills, but also equally unique skills in teaching, and said for them, he was kind of a Mozart. Pretty wild.
That really is.
I was probably picking my nose when I was 7. But I wasn't 7. Come on. Cuneiform was around when I was 7. Moving on. So this next article is over on the Mobile Channel. Beware of fake sites mimicking Black Friday deals, researchers say. Scam shopping sites are common around the holidays, and cybersecurity researchers have spotted examples masquerading as LL Bean, Wayfair, and others. Trust but verify. Don't go clicking random shit. Click with care. Todd Feathers.
And if you don't know the website name, don't just type in what you think it might be.
Yeah, ask around, look around. Don't sit there and just take it at face value that this is a legit site. I was very nervous when I actually bought something from this off-brand, no-name kind of a site. But the blankets were amazing, and still have them to this day. I mean, they're an amazing piece of kit. The only problem is I have no idea. I'm so glad that I've swapped out cards since then, because who knows the legitimacy of that site, actually. I need to break out my Geiger counter and find out if any of that was radioactive. Might still be. Anyway, cybersecurity researchers say that a scamming group has been operating websites advertising Black Friday deals for popular brands in order to steal shoppers' credit card information and personal details. In a new report, the firm Eclectic IQ says it believes the group behind the phishing websites, which it dubbed Silk Spectre, lures consumers in the US and Europe to websites that mimic real companies with promotions for deals up to 80% off. If it's too good to be true, trust but verify.
Right. If you're getting some $1,000 item for $10, it's not legitimate.
It's a lie. It's a scam. It's a scam.
It's a Travis sham mockery.
That's right. So the campaign leveraged the heightened online shopping activity in November, the peak season for Black Friday discounts. Eclectic IQ wrote, the threat actor used fake discounted products as phishing lures to deceive victims into providing their cardholder data and personally identifiable information. So, and they have all of this stuff, names of websites, but they're off, from the name brand. So don't go to these sites.
Well, right. They look wrong, right? They say Black Friday in the website, or Wayfair is misspelled.
Yeah, gosh. Yeah. Black Friday -shoe.top. Yeah. That's believable. Anyway, trust but verify. So use name brand mainstream sites until you can figure out if the one that you're really interested in is legit or not. It's not that hard. Trust but verify. Trust but verify, which is, anyway, how about click with care?
Well, that's a double whammy if you think you're going to Black Friday shopping, because number one, you're not going to get the items, and number two, your data is probably getting stolen.
And not just stolen, it's sold and used, abused, and then you find out that somebody bought a car in your name in Ohio and put you on the name for the birth certificate. You start getting the bills, and I'm not bitter. Anyway, let's move on. And getting medical records from people, which is a violation of HIPAA. That one was really interesting. When I immediately got the phone call after notifying the doctor, they were like, "Can you please delete it and destroy all of the document?"
Right. Oh my God. Full tailspin.
Go take your own medicine. Calm down. I am not the person that you should be worrying about. Anywho, new public art partnership with will link New York and Toronto. I guess it's like a human centipede of regions. The forthcoming Lassonade, I guess. Lassonde? Is it Lassonde? Yeah, Lassonde Art Trail is teaming up with both the Public Art Fund, which if you say that really fast, Public Fart Fund, and York University's LL Odette Sculptor in Residence program. So the article is over at the Art newspaper. Larry Humber put the article together. Forthcoming. Okay, so the next statement is what I just said. And so it says at the federal level, the future of relations between Canada and the U.S. may seem uncertain considering the outcome of the month's election, which, why? But anyway.
I don't know. I thought this was about art.
It is. Yeah. So the Public Art Fund, a New York-based organization known for programming large-scale outdoor art projects across the city and beyond, is teaming up with Toronto's fledgling Lassonde Art Trail, or LAT, a site that will feature around 4.2 kilometers of walking paths overlooking Lake Ontario when it opens in summer 2026. As part of the partnership, the two organizations are co-commissioning a new work, an outdoor sculpture by the renowned Senegalese-born Kuwaiti artist Monira Al-Qadiri. Al-Qadiri, who's based in Berlin and often makes works dealing with the oil industry, will first install her commission at Manhattan's Doris C. Friedman Plaza, the southeast entrance to Central Park, in the summer of 2025, and then it will travel north to be shown at a major entrance plaza at the Lassonde Art Trail. I thought it was going to be connecting it physically, but it's not.
I thought so too. Like you could somehow travel across or see it. I mean, I know they're not right next to each other, but
yeah, like a portal or something, like the one that was in New York, a visual portal to Ireland or something like that.
But maybe this will expand to do something like this. I still think it's cool that they have a link between the two.
Yeah, but it's going to be an art piece that moves physically from one place to another, which I mean, it's cool and all, but I was hoping for something a little bit more profound. So then they go into greater detail about LAT's board, and it's partnering with York University, LL Odette Sculptor in Residence program with Toronto-based artist Cara Hamilton at the forefront. So there you go. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, we aggregate little bits of news. Looks like
I love the Art newspaper. They always show interesting articles.
Yeah, I agree. I like it. Let's move on. Our next article is over in Non Sequitur News. Utah fossil is a clue to the origins of animals with bones. A 500 million year old fossil is a crucial clue to the prehistoric mystery, the origin of bone-bearing animals, or vertebrates, which are getting harder and harder to find in this timeline. The fossil is a 3/4 inch long, long-headed fish-like fossil with no bones or teeth.
That's a bit unusual.
The new fossil feature species from the Utah's Marjum Formation in the West Desert. Oh, really? 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 How do you pronounce that?
I don't know. I'm waiting for you to do it.
I'm going to try it. Nusiixthus rhinocephalus. Oh, it must have a horn on its head. Offers a unique glimpse into the evolution of the animal life in the Cambrian, a pivotal period in the history of Earth, when marine life diversified rapidly and animals with mineralized bones and shells appeared. So the name comes from Nusi, the name of the Ute Indians give to themselves, and ichthus, the Greek word for fish, and the creature is one of the oldest vertebrate representatives known. So, but that was just the first name. They don't talk about the rest of it.
Right. I think it's maybe if it's not like a spear or whatever, the head is shaped like that, right? So
yeah, like a rhino.
Long-headed. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, okay, so they have this general picture of probably this shale wall. Utah fossil is a clue to the origins of animals with bones. Brian Maffley from University of Utah put this article together for futurity.org, which is different than futurism.com. But hey, so hopefully they got another picture of this thing, but no, it doesn't say that. So yeah, where is it that they break out the name of this thing?
It again talks about the first part there.
Yeah, so they say yet it would stand out in an aquarium today as it noticeably lacks a key characteristic of fish, fins. The first discovery of stem group vertebrate in the western United States improved our understanding of the early history of these animals. Only 4 similar species were hitherto known. Wow, 1 in Canada, 1 in eastern U.S., and 2 in China. The jury's still out concerning the presence of fins in some of these Cambrian species. Lerose Abril explains. Fins were clearly visible in early fish fossils from China, including Millicomingia. Sure. But they were conspicuously absent in the North American species. Interesting. So they say that it is just one of several thousand Cambrian fossils in the collections of the Natural History Museum of Utah. Harvard-led investigations are also ongoing in the fossil-rich Cambrian layers that yielded this new species. Both sources hold the promise of exciting discoveries from a time long past when ancestors of vertebrates, arthropods, comb jellies, tunicates, and a myriad of other... I thought it's just not a myriad. I thought it's just myriad other animals were transforming the oceans into vibrant ecosystems teeming with life. And you know why? Aliens. They're from an alternate dimension.
Oh, are they part of the multiverse?
They are part of the multiverse. Hey, let's move on. Sound good? Moving on.
Sounds good.
So the next article is over in 4-Wheel Tech. I think both of these next articles are going to be in 4-Wheel Tech. Australian company wants EV owners to volunteer their cars as generators when natural disasters hit, which I think is fine, but EV owners only have a certain amount of time. So it's not like they're hybrid vehicles where they've got a gas engine that's charging the electric componentry and they can keep on powering that and just bring over 5-gallon jerry cans and fill it up. And
right. I mean, they can only use it until they drain their battery.
And then they have to go sit at a charging station for 8 hours to get back to 80%.
But they have to have enough charge to get to the charging station.
Which defies the logic of providing your power so your car can become a brick. And then you become one of the victims of whatever natural disaster. So vehicle to load tech. That's what it says at the beginning of this. Anyway, is going to be a game changer in emergencies. Not unless you can keep it powered a whole lot longer than what they're offering you. The ability to power things simply using your car can literally save lives depending on the situation, and one Australian company is incentivizing EV owners to share that technology with their fellow countrymen when natural disasters strike.
I mean, it depends on, are they all going to be hooked up to chargers while they're doing this? But if so, do they need the cars?
Well, yeah, that's it. You know, they're not going to be powered by the grid. Otherwise, you can just go, there's an outlet, dude.
Right. Skip my car. Just go straight to the charger. I
need to plug in now. So Lawrence Hodge over at jalopnik.com put the article together. It says, My Car Chargers. EV team bringing their power to people in need. Given that Australia is entering summer right now and often encounters storms that affect infrastructure, these EVs could be badly needed. Interested owners can sign up through a program, and then when disaster strikes, their EVs will be brought to the affected area. Once there, My Car would give the owner a charger assignment in the affected community. After all is done, the owner simply checks out and leaves. The trial isn't available to all Australians yet. It's running from November through January November 2024 through January 2025. They left off the year here.
Yeah, that made it a little confusing.
And is only available to EV owners in New South Wales, Victoria, Queensland, and the Australian Capital Territory.
I like the idea of this, but I'm not sure how it's going to work.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get how many hours of driving? Let's say you get 350 miles on your $200,000 car, because no one's getting 350 miles. So if your average drive is 60 miles an hour, right, you're looking at 6 hours on a good day with average, like par for the course draw. So I guess you can charge for 4 hours and then drive 2 hours to charge.
Yeah, but you still have to get back.
Yeah, and then you drive. I mean, you sit somewhere charging your car to 100%, which is going to take you anywhere from 6 hours for 80% to 8 hours plus for 100%. Yeah, I don't know. This is it appeals to the person in me that says do good, but the logic side is going, this is almost an untenable position. You're not going to be able to provide a steady stream of power unless you keep on rotating EVs out.
Right. I mean, if this incentivizes like faster charging or more extensive infrastructure, then maybe that'll make this more feasible, but also fix the underlying problem.
And it's going to be a much harder draw from that vehicle out to the, it says to power household items. That thing's going to drain fast.
What do you think you can get out of a car? Like, do you think it can power a microwave?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it can. Yeah. You just, but you're, the location has to have the ability for you to connect to it. So I don't think it's powering an entire house. You know, I think you have to plug stuff into the EV.
Right. That was my point. Like, are you getting one appliance at a time? I mean, some of these household appliances take a lot of power.
Yep. All right. It's from the heart, and that's all that really matters. Let's move on. This next article is in our last article for tonight's non sequitur news. I kind of ripped through these. This one's over in 4-Wheel Tech 2. A diabetic racer tapes a Starlink to his helmet so that he can FaceTime with his mother during the Baja 1000.
As one does.
Hey, I got out of bed. Ben Hunter finished the 2024 Baja 1000 after sharing the ride in the number 279X Sportsman Motocross Sherco with his brother David. He rolled into the finish line with a time of 31 hours, 30 minutes, good enough for second in class. Nice. That's pretty impressive considering Hunter was hauling a bunch of extra weight. Ooh, did this person just make a mom joke about?
I don't know.
She said the only way I could race was if I was live streaming the whole time. Bradley Brownell put the article together for jalopnik.com, and strapped to his head is a Starlink. Wait, the Baja 1000? So moto class with his brother David. Were there two of them and they were side by side, or?
That's not clear to me.
Weird. Okay, so a huge Jackery battery was duct taped to the rear fender, a SpaceX Starlink mini duct tape to his helmet, and his mother on FaceTime duct tape across his chest. Ben's mother was able to keep tabs on his progress in one of the world's biggest and most difficult off-road races. There are links to video in this. I don't do anything with the website formerly known as Twitter. And so you can follow the links through ohmTown, or just go over to jalopnik.com and find the diabetic racer that tapes their Starlink to their helmet.
Very unique.
Yeah. pretty cool. It's fun to see a bit of technology and ingenuity used to keep families connected during the long and arduous off-road race. Pretty much every team running Baja these days relies on Starlink tech to keep connected and allow for live streaming coverage. But you know what? Don't say anything mean. Because you know what happens? Your connection gets reset and you get thrown back to the front page of ohmTown.com, where all the news gets aggregated. Then we talk about it here on Non Sequitur News every day for about an hour. This is probably one of the shortest shows, short of a time machine episode, but that's okay. We're going to get this out to the podcast and to YouTube and to Twitch. It's already there. And then we'll be back tomorrow, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, with another episode of Non Sequitur News and probably WarCrafters, too. I might do that one as a recording, though, and post it straight to YouTube. We'll see. Anyway, I am Mayor Watt, and I'll see you later. The sentient AI will say something similar.
Good night, hometown citizens. Thanks for joining us for Non Sequitur News. Be back tomorrow for another episode, but check out our other episode. But check out our other videos that are posted, and we often have a replay going in between live episodes.
That's true. I need to do that again. The other day, I actually spun up the replay for the night, and 4 minutes into the stream, power went out in the mayoral mansion, but not everywhere, only the studio. So that one was pleasant. I said, I'm just not coming back. All right. Well, we're out of here. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Beep, beep. I'm a Baja Jeep.